ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Please be seated, Prabhu. It will be a Bhagavad Gita class. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So today's verse will be the second chapter, text 27. Just a moment. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chapter 2, verse 27. Jatasya hi dhruvah mrityuh dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat अपरिहार्ये अर्थे न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि। जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर् ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि। जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर् ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि। जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर् ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Jatasya, one who has taken his birth, he certainly, dhruvaha, a fact, mrityuh, death, dhruvam, it is also a fact, janma, birth, mritasya, of the dead, cha, also, tasmat, therefore, apariharye, for that which is unavoidable, arthe, in the matter of, na, do not, tvam, you, shochitum, to lament, arhasi, deserve. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation: for one who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Please repeat: for one who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Purport: one has to take birth according to one's activities in life, and after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, the cycle of birth and death is revolving one after the other without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should he be afraid of or aggrieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. So this is one of the key verses of Bhagavad Gita. So Srila Prabhupada quoted this many times in his preaching, because this is very much misunderstood by modern science and atheistic views, that there is no reincarnation, that we do not exist after death. This conception is so strong that we do not exist after death. They say life is very short, make the most of it. And the meaning of most of it is just enjoy to the fullest and dream high, dream big, do big, achieve your dreams. So this is very hedonistic philosophy. This is actually a very frustrating way of life. It's like when one is in the prison and he is going to be hanged the next day, the night before he is offered all kinds of happiness. What do you want? They will ask sometimes, not all the time. So whether women or wine or whatever it is, so let him enjoy it before he dies. So do you consider the position of such a prisoner a happy position? No, that's not happiness. He is going to face the inevitable death, which is, very, very painful. So, just like if somebody puts a gun at our head and say, now you enjoy, I will give you a nice feast, I will give you a wine, this, that, everything. Who can enjoy? There is a very nice verse in the 11th canto. I will just take out. In the Bhagavatam, this is the Srimad Bhagavatam. I think it's Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto 10th chapter 20th verse. Konvartha sukhayatyenam kamo va mrityurantike aghatam niyamanasya vadhyasyeva na tushtidah. Death is not at all pleasing, and since everyone is exactly like a condemned man being led to the place of execution, what possible happiness can people derive from material objects or the gratification they provide? See? Everyone is exactly like a condemned man being led to the place of execution. So just like if there are many people queuing up and then each one is being murdered or punished by death. So the person who is in the queue, what is the future? What is his future? He is also going to be executed. So everyone is actually like that. When somebody is dying, when somebody is in a serious condition, or we pay him a visit in the hospital, or we send our condolences to somebody who has passed away to comfort his relatives. But then we fail to realize this is the strength of Maya, the illusory energy of the Lord, that we fail to realize that we are also in the same queue, in the same line. Our future is also the same. And what are we working so hard for? If I am going to lose everything, then why should I work to achieve it in the first place? They say dream big, because life is short. But if you are going to lose it, what is the point of achieving it and then losing it? It is even more pain than not achieving it at all. Suppose I don't have $1 million. It's okay, maybe I want $1 million, but I don't get it, fine. But if I get it, and then that $1 million gets stolen away, how much more pain it is. After achieving it, I lost it. There is even more pain. So, this material life is like that. The more we have material ambitions, and even if we achieve it, the pain that is going to follow is much greater. Because all those achievements cannot help us or save us at the time of death. Real achievement means that we get free from the cycle of birth and death. So therefore, right in the second chapter, Krishna is laying the foundation for the whole science of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is based on this foundation. That first of all, understand that you are not the body, you are the soul. That's why today's verse, Jatasya dhruvo mrityur. As much as death is certain for one who is born, that much certain is birth for one who has died. That is today's verse. Jatasya dhruva. Dhruva means fact. We are talking about not beliefs. Dhruva means what? Fact. 2 times it is dhruva and dhruvam. Same. So as it is a fact that death is, just like they say, how sure are you? If I want to say I am very, very sure, if the best guarantee of surety, if I want to give the person, I can say as sure as death. Because that is sure. Everything, we plan for so many things in life, they may or may not happen. But we are very much indulged in planning. But for something that is a fact, it will happen for definitely. There is no may or may not, it will happen, death. For that we are not planning at all. For everything that may or may not happen, we are planning with full energy, with full money, with full attention. But with that, for that which is most certain, we are not planning at all. Why they are not planning? First of all, they think that there is nothing after death, what to plan? Plan in such a way that this life is fully enjoyed and one day it will be finished and that's it. So before it is gone, enjoy. That is a very frustrating philosophy, thinking that, I am anyway going to die. It's a compromise. It's a compromise I am trying to make instead of opening up the opportunity of being ever blissful. I am just accepting the fact that I can't be blissful forever. So as much as I have time now, let me be blissful and let me die one day. This is the most miserable viewpoint of life. And that's exactly what's happening outside. The whole world is caught up with this understanding. And therefore they cannot make any progress. Although technologically they are inventing so many things, their happiness levels are only going down. The stress levels are only increasing. The amount of people who are having crisis, there is actually I only recently came to know of this word, phrase called midlife crisis. I never heard about it. Just beginning of it this year or late last year. That's the first time I ever heard that phrase, midlife crisis. Why these things happen? Or in the youth, people as students and their teens or just in their 20s, they are going nuts. Why? Because there is no proper aim, no proper meaning of life. And those who have not gone nuts, so-called, actually all are nuts in this material world, there is no sane man. Because if he is sane, he will start to think, very few sane men are there. Because if he is really sane, he will start to think, why am I put, just like Sanatana Goswami, he said, Ke ami, keno more jare tapatroy. Who am I? Why am I suffering the threefold miseries? Three types of miseries. What is the three types? Miseries caused by my own body and mind. I think of something and I feel miserable. Or my body is giving me misery. I have done something stupid and now my leg is broken. That's my own mistake. So, like that, these are adhyatmic miseries caused by my own body and mind. Then there is adhibhautik miseries caused by other living beings. Like I am sitting fine, but then somebody else comes and, just like in America, somebody just sprayed some bullets. Somebody is causing the trouble, or somebody just blasts a bomb. So that is one more. And then there is adhidaivik, or not even that big, even mosquito biting is also a adhibhautik misery. It is a miserable condition. Nobody likes being bitten. It is a small scale misery, but it is also misery. So there is a range of miseries from small to acute. And then from these three sources, adhyatmic, adhibhautik, and lastly adhidaivik, that means natural calamities as they say. Typhoon, earthquake, volcano, tsunami, floods, too much rain. All these things are adhidaivik miseries. So, when we are in this world, we are always suffering. This is a dukkhalayam. This place is meant for misery. This place is not a place for happiness. This is a prison house. It is explained that this material world is a prison and we are all prisoners. Our crime was that we went against God. That's why we are here. Instead of serving God favorably, we are trying to be God. We want to be the master. What are we taught in school? Be the best. You are the best. You can do it, this, that. Always teaching us how to compete with others and be the Lord, be the master of everything. This is how we are trained to, our psyche is trained to think like that. We are not thinking that I am the lowest of the low. I am the most fallen. This is spiritual way of thinking. A devotee of Krishna, he always thinks I am the lowest of the low. I am the worst fallen soul. Then there is, in that humility, then there is chance for advancement. If I already think I am the best, then where is the advancement? I already think I am on top of the world. If suppose I am at Mount Everest tip, the tip of the Mount Everest, then how high I can go? Finish, that is the highest. If I think I am already there, then how I can go? And what they say, pride goes before fall. Once you are so proud, then you will fall down. That's exactly what happens. So, especially human form of life is meant to reflect on these things. Who am I? Why am I suffering? Why does death come? These questions are the beginning of human life. Human life begins when we start to question these things, question reality, not just accept it and then what to do. This is life. No, that is total animalism. Yeah, being oblivious to the dangers of material existence. So this is not good. So therefore, Sanatana Goswami said, "Keno more jare tapatra? Why I am suffering? Nobody wants to grow old, but he is forced to grow old. Nobody wants to die, but he is forced to die. Nobody wants to get any disease, but he gets diseases. And nobody wants to take birth again." Actually, we forgot how painful it is. Last Sunday, Bhagavad Gita lecture, Prabhu was showing the whole chapter in the Bhagavatam, the explanation of what happens in the womb of the mother and how we suffered inside. A very graphical description. Third canto, 31st chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is also explained how painful it is. Birth is, among all, birth is the most painful. Birth, death, old age and disease. Birth is the most painful condition. Even more than death. Because for death happens, in an instant and we're gone, finished. Of course, the events leading to death will be very painful. But then in the birth, we are put in a torturing condition for 9 months. 9 months we are tortured. And then we come out. You see? So that birth is very, very painful. So it is said here that first thing we have to understand that our existence is continuous. It does not end with the body's end. The end of the body is not equal to the end of the soul. Soul will never end. Dhruvam janmritas tasmad apariharyarthe. Now the second point here is, fine, okay, I am continuous, I don't die. So now Arjuna's situation here is, this Krishna is saying this, tasmad apariharyarthe. Apariharya means that which cannot be avoided. See? Apariharye, for that which is unavoidable. For that which is unavoidable, in the matter, natvam sochitum arhasi. See, now Arjuna was thinking, how can I kill such great personalities, all my relatives, how can I kill in the battle? You see? So Krishna is saying, whether you kill or not, they have to die anyway. And after death they will again live anyway. They will take birth anyway. Whether you kill or you don't kill, don't think that you are terminating their existence by killing them. No, you are not doing so. So kill. But this does not mean, as in the purport is said, oh, anyway everybody will die, right? So I'll go on killing everybody. No. That is again sinful. Why it is sinful? Because a term of existence, Krishna has given us this life, this body, and he has given us a certain time, this much time in this body. Okay, you can live for 62 years, say. You can live for 85 years, you can live for 103 years. So he has given a quota of time for us. If I go and artificially cut that, no, I will kill you now. Then what happens? I am interfering with, just like if you are staying in an apartment. Suppose the rental you have paid for 2 years, or contract for 2 years. But within 3 months, somebody is coming to evict you from the apartment. Is that not criminal? You have the right to live there, but somebody is evicting you. So this is a great inconvenience in the natural progressive evolution of the soul. So that's why it is sinful. So I cannot cause misery to others. That's why killing is bad. But here, Krishna is saying, you kill. Why? Because your duty as a Kshatriya is to kill. Because a Kshatriya, he is a warrior and he should fight for the right cause. He should not be a coward and say, no, I don't want to fight, I want peace. A police cannot say that, I don't want to shoot this criminal, I want to be at peace with this criminal, never mind, he raped somebody, never mind, That is rubbish. If a cop cannot use his gun to punish the criminal, what is the use of him being a cop? Similarly, what is the use of a Kshatriya who comes on a battlefield and says, I want peace? What kind of warrior is he? See? So this is to be understood. When there is need in this material world, that is fact, we cannot avoid violence. But violence for the right cause is good. Just like in Ramayana, Hanuman, he executed violence. He became very big and he jumped onto Lanka and he fought there, killed thousands and thousands of soldiers, burned the whole Lanka and came back. And later on Ram also fought, the whole army fought with Ravan. Big fight. But why it is read every time? Why it is considered such a holy scripture? Ramayana. It is all fight. Mahabharata, fight. Why they are holy scriptures? Why they are epics of our Vedic culture? Why? Because they were dharma yuddha. What does Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? See, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. See, Krishna is saying this. So this is Krishna's mission. Then next verse he says, what did we do? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. So Krishna comes repeatedly in every yuga to re-establish the principles of religion and kill the miscreants, those who are against him, against religious principles. He annihilates them and then he protects the pious living entities who are his devotees and encourages them. So this is his mission. So Krishna is asking Arjuna to be his instrument in his mission of killing those miscreants who are the Kauravas. So on the order of Krishna, such killing becomes not sinful. It is actually the most devotional activity. Arjuna became a great devotee because he fought for Krishna. So even by fighting you can become devotee of Krishna. But on his order. Not that I speculate, no, Krishna wants me to fight, I will fight this person, I will fight that person. No. I cannot speculate on this order. I have to receive Krishna's order through the bona fide spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. What is his order? His order is not for us to go and fight with other people. No. His order is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us, Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Whomever you meet, tell him about Krishna. This is the order that we have. So we have to execute that. Even if it means death, still we have to execute. Like we have a temple in China, 2 temples in China. In China, religion is prohibited. It's not possible to have religion there. But the devotees are propagating the mission and helping people understand God, taking the risk. So the duty has to be performed irrespective of whether the outcome is palatable or not palatable. Not that palatable outcome is to be considered always. No. Just like Arjuna, the outcome was to be very disastrous. Many people will be killed in the battle. But for Krishna's sake, he had to do it. This is called surrender. Surrender means anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. We have to accept or do things which we may not like personally, but if Krishna likes that we do it, we have to do it. Like some people may like to eat meat, but Krishna says, oh, no meat eating. So I have to follow. I may not like it, but I like this thing, I like that thing. No meat. No, but I like drinking. No, no intoxication. So I have to do things which is not very palatable for me. In the beginning only it will be not palatable because of my misunderstanding about life. It will be not palatable. Once I become purified, because we are contaminated, that's why we find it unpalatable. A nice example is given. I'll show you this thing. स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादिसिताप्य विद्या पित्तोपतप्तरसनस्य नरोचिकानो किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति तद्गतमूलहन्त्री. The holy name, character, pastimes and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. So anything about Krishna is very sweet. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. So here, it's a medical, very nicely, excellently compared to a medical condition. Now, a person with jaundice, the cure is sugar candy. So in one lecture, Prabhupada mentions that the sugar candy is put in water overnight. Next day morning, you drink the water. This is how actually should be taken, sugar candy. So if he takes like that, in the course of 1 week around, it will be completely cured. But the first time you take the sugar candy, when he is having jaundice, he will taste it very bitter. He does not taste it as sweet. Just like when you get fever, if you taste something, it will be very bitter. Because of our condition, our contaminated condition, we are not in a healthy state. But otherwise, the taste is actually sweet, but we taste it bitter. So similarly, spiritual life is like that. In the beginning, it will be a little austere, it will be a little difficult, but the end will be very, very fruitful, very sweet. Just like if he takes on the sugar candy for about 1 week, by the time he tastes sugar candy as sweet, that means you can understand that the jaundice is gone. The medicine is sugar candy. He may or may not like it, but if he just takes it, it will become relishable. And actually, he not only relishable, he gets cured of his disease. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness, so many situations will come in life where Krishna will test our surrender. So it's sometimes bitter, oh, how can I do this, It will be sometimes challenging. But if we do it, Krishna has asked me to do, I have to do it. Then once one has taken that step and gone forward, then one will feel the bliss. You ask any full-time devotee also. Before the person took the step of becoming full-time means no more working outside, no salary, nothing, staying here, doing service for Krishna. So if you ask people to become full-time, they were like, oh, no. It's like too much. But then, when eventually they get convinced after reading Srila Prabhupada's books and after associating with devotees, after getting purified, after chanting, when one comes to this point of wanting to join full-time, at that time it is very, it is very challenging, But once one takes a step, no, this life, so many lives I have wasted until now, let this life be for the service of Krishna. This one life. So when we do and think like that and do the step, then we will feel so much relief. We will think, oh, why did I not make this decision far back? This is how we will think. So, Krishna consciousness is like that. So Arjuna also was put in that position. He was put in a very, very challenging position. He had to kill his own relatives. How big test, you see, Arjuna. But he came out successful. Because at the last, when the end of Bhagavad Gita, he said, Karishya Vachanam Tava. Krishna, I will do whatever you say now. In the beginning he was hesitant. But after the whole knowledge was given, he said, yes Krishna, I will do whatever you say. So, our duty in life, apariharya, things cannot be avoided. For example, I get my money, I get my salary, or I have some savings. I am going to lose this money anyway. Either my family members will take it, or the shopkeeper will take it because I want to buy something, or after I die my descendants will take it, or some thief will take it, or the hospital will take it because of some medical condition that I have. Either way, or even if I keep it and I don't lose it, life itself will take it. One day I have to die and I cannot take the money anymore. So I will lose this anyway. So why don't I lose this to the Krishna? Why don't I lose this money to Krishna? Why can't I give this money to Krishna? Anyway I am going to lose it. Instead of all these other people getting it, let Krishna get it and I will get some benefit from that. This body is temporary, but if it can be used, anyway it will die. Why I have to serve so many other imperfect masters? Let me serve Krishna, perfect master. Or the perfect spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. When we think like this, then there is a shift. That's what Krishna is actually putting into Arjuna, the thought. Tasmad apariharyarthe. Don't think, oh, you are the cause of their death. No, they will die anyway. Either this way or that way. But if they die on a battlefield, for a Kshatriya, that is a heavenly position. When a Kshatriya dies on a battlefield, he goes to heaven straight. He is no more going down. So you are actually promoting them. So why do you worry? And anyway they are going to die. And you cannot avoid your duty to save them. Because Arjuna was thinking, if I should not, these people should not deserve to be killed, so I will not fight. His duty was to fight. And he cannot avoid them being killed. So that's why, when there is a question, when there is a situation where our duty is challenged, then we have to stick to the duty. Because our attachments will always dictate us in another way. Another good example is in Ramayana. After Ravana was killed and Ram came back with Sita, and then he was ruling, and then somebody complained, oh, see, Ram took back Sita even after she has been with another man for so long. And because of that, of course, even demigods also saw that how pure Sita was. She passed the fire test also. She walked through the fire, she was not even burnt because of her purity. But still, she was tested like this. Then Ramchandra, to uphold the religious principle of being a perfect king, he banished his wife Sita to the forest. Of course he was so attached to his wife. He could have chosen his attachment more than his duty. Because his duty was to, of course God has no duty, but he was playing the part of an ideal king. So he was teaching us how to behave. If one is a perfect king, how he should behave, how responsible he should be. His character, king's character should be beyond question, beyond doubt. Not that like nowadays, you know that for a person at the top is totally crooked, done million scams and still he is sitting at the top. Not this kind of leaders. A person should be beyond question, beyond doubt character. So Ramchandra Bhagavan is teaching how to do that, how to behave like an ideal king. So when there was attachment and there was duty, on one side he could have kept Sita and he would have given a less than perfect example of a perfect king, of a king. Of course there was nothing wrong. Still, to the extent that even if a false allegation was made, even that false allegation also he wants to make it absent. so that nobody can say anything about Lord Ram or Mother Sita. You see how much he is considering the opinion of the people. Of course, sometimes, especially in this Kali Yuga, whatever you do, you will still be condemned. That is another thing. But this is the thing. So Ramchandra Bhagavan, he could have chosen his attachment, his wife, and did not, and given a less than perfect example. Or he can choose to be the ideal king and even banish his most attached thing, most strongest attachment, his wife, Sita. So he did that. He chose duty over attachment. This is a very important point in spiritual life. It is very difficult to do this if we are not spiritually strong. We will always go back to sticking with our attachment than duty, and we slack in our duty. That's exactly what Krishna is trying Arjuna from refraining. He is asking Arjuna to refrain from choosing attachment over duty. No, duty is more important than your attachment. Your attachment is simply because of your avidya, because of your ignorance. He said, Arjuna, you are talking like a big learned scholar, but you are a fool, number one. Because you are talking fully based on the understanding that you are this body. That means you are an absolute idiot. He is scolding very harsh words. Why? To wake up Arjuna. And then he spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita. So this is very, very important point. Aparihari arthe. So things will happen anyway in life. We have to lose everything. So better lose it to Krishna. Don't calculate, oh, if I give to Krishna, what I will get. No. You cannot even imagine what you can get if you give to Krishna. That much you will benefit. See? So, natvam shochitum arhasi. This lamentation, all these emotional problems that we have, when somebody passes away, one laments. Why? Because he does not have the understanding that this person has passed on, yes, but he is somewhere else. He is not dead. The body is dead, that's another thing. So this is an important facet of knowledge. It's the first thing in spiritual life. Real knowledge means one should understand that one is not the body. And it is mentioned here, dhruvam. It is a fact that one dies after taking birth and one takes birth after dies. It is not simply said that, oh, we have to believe in reincarnation. That is Hinduism. No, there is no such thing. This is first of all not Hinduism, and this is not a belief. In the Bhagavad Gita or in the entire Vedas, you will never find the word Hindu. It is not Hinduism. What is Hinduism today is a mumbo jumbo. Simply, they don't know what they are doing also. And this is a great science. Dhruvam, it is a fact. So, Bhagavad Gita is a scripture of only facts. Once we base ourselves on facts, then our sentiments, our emotions, everything is properly placed. Our whole life is properly placed. Our actions are properly placed. But now with the false conception of life, our feelings, our actions, our willing, everything is wrong. So this education is most important. So with that I would like to end it here. Any questions or comments on this topic, verse? So somebody, I think one Muslim man is commenting on the class. So he is saying, Allah is one, reincarnation is not factual. With all due respect, consider Islam as religion, a religion where all is based on logic, because if something is not logical, it is illegitimate. So that's why we are talking of logic only here. So the logic is that you have a body now. How did you get this body? Okay, let's talk logic. Huh? I don't believe in reincarnation, right? So fine. So why everybody has different bodies? Why somebody is born as a cat, why somebody is born as a dog, why somebody is born poor, why somebody is born rich, why somebody is born beautiful, why somebody is born ugly, why somebody intelligent, somebody foolish? Why these differences? Where is your logic? By chance? Just because Allah thought so? Or God thought so? Why? God wants to simply put us in trouble. Somebody mentally retarded. Is it? Is God not an equal person to everybody? He is equal, right? Why he is putting everybody in different circumstances? Why? Give me logic. They cannot explain. Oh, simply the will of God. Why would God will like that? What is the further understanding? They cannot explain. But we have explanation. The law of karma. Suppose you go into a court of law and somebody is being punished. You see the judge saying, oh, for you 20 years imprisonment. Or he says, you have to be hanged. Then if you go and say, what is this? You may say, how come, what is this? So violent, so cruel. Or we may see somebody, judge is saying, you 6 months, you 10 years, you 1 year, you fine only just $200, or somebody is hanged to death. Now you may say, it is the judge's will. No, it is not the judge's will. He is just rewarding us according to our will. We asked for it. The criminals asked for these punishments. Not that the judge is giving it. Judge is just an instrument in the law, execution of law. Yeah. So God's law is there. Yes, it is God's will that we are born in different ways. But because we asked for it. The judge rewards us according to, they say judgment day, judgment day. What is this judgment day? Not that everybody will wait for one day and then everybody will be judged at one time. No. That is another form of stupidity. When they don't understand the scriptural injunctions, that's when they don't understand the religion properly. Judgment day is just like a criminal. Suppose one criminal commits some crime. Okay? So does he wait for all the criminals for all time to do all crimes? And then one day all criminals are judged. Is it that way? No. Every day the court is working, and the persons are given punishments every day according to when they commit their crime and according to when the hearing happens. So the judgment day is one is judged by every action is judged, and after one quits this body, he is judged. Judgment day comes when we quit this body. And according to our record of pious activities and sinful activities, we are given another body. That's why we have different bodies, because we have different pasts. We have done differently, we have acted differently in various ways. That's why there is reincarnation. And let's take these religions, Christianity or Muslim or even anybody. They also believe in reincarnation. Why? Because they say after this you go to hell or heaven, right? That means you exist, right? You exist after death, right? That is reincarnation. Reincarnation means what? After death, my existence is not finished. That is reincarnation. So that they also have. Why? How they can say it is not there in their religion? The very fact that you will be rewarded and you will sent here or there is reincarnation. But we have a more detailed explanation of this reincarnation. Even heaven, for them heaven is one place. No, for us heavenly planets, there are millions of heavenly planets. There are millions of hellish planets. Millions of middle planets. We have much, same thing in more detail, more granular, more extensive. Just like a dictionary, there is a pocket dictionary, and if you go to the library, there is a multi-volume dictionary. Both are dictionary, you can say. But one dictionary is only a little bit basic. But here there is extensive knowledge. See that? So we are not here against any religion. But we want to say that please follow your religion properly. Whatever religion you come from. And don't dismiss the fact that none of the religions can have any logic. As far as we see every religion has logic. But if you see that only your religion has logic and ours doesn't, that means you first of all have not studied anything. You are making a claim without any basis in fact. You study the Bhagavad Gita and prove to me that it is illogical. My challenge to that person who asked this question is, you prove to me that the Bhagavad Gita is illogical. How logically Krishna is explaining that reincarnation is a fact? We have a body when we have taken birth. We go to childhood. Our baby infant body is no more there. That small sized body is no more there. He will become a child now. It's a different body. Medically, it's a fact that every 7 years all our cells are replaced. That means we have an totally different body. In 7 years, completely. According to Vedas, every small change is considered a new body. So this reincarnation, you don't have to wait until death to see whether there is another reincarnation. No, reincarnation is happening even now. We have baby, the infant body, and then the boyhood body. Then we go to youth. Youthful body we have. Now the small boy body is no more there. The body has changed and become a middle-aged man. That's a different body. Old age, different body. The body has changed, but I remember I was the one who did that when I was so-called 10 years old. I am the same person, but the body is different. So if I am the same person but the body is different, that means I am not the body. Means if the body is different, means I also should be different, right? I should say that I did not do that. But I know I did that. I jumped, I was climbing a tree. I remember. So this I did. But that body which I have, I don't have it right now. The body has changed, but I did not change. The soul did not change, but the body changed. So just as we have been changing all these bodies, death is nothing but a continuation of the soul to another body. That's all. There is nothing great, nothing illogical about it. And if you take out this reincarnation, you cannot explain why there are so many species, why there are so many varieties of life. Yes, simply saying it is the will of God, that is a totally incomplete answer. We have a more complete answer. That God is rewarding our activities. Although it is God's will, just like it is a judge's will. Judge has decided this person should be 20 years jail. That is his will, yes, but he did it in accordance with the criminal's action, the crime that the person has performed. Similarly, our condition, we have to understand that this world is a prison house for our suffering. Until we mend our ways and understand that God is the Supreme Master, we say Krishna, very, very particular. Krishna, Allah, the name Allah is Almighty, is already included in the name Krishna, all attractive. Yes, Allah is also a name of God. Christ is also a name of God. Jehovah is a name of God. But Krishna includes all the other names. Summum bonum of all names, Krishna, all attractive. Why? Because who is this? We'll show the verse. This is not simply we're not here to This is the definition of God. Okay? Nobody can give this kind of clear definition. Our Shastras have. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasa sriya jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhaga itingana. Vishnu Puran 6.5.47. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is thus defined by Parashar Muni as one who is full in 6 opulences, who has full strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty and renunciation. Full means, when you say full, means not just a cup of full water. No. That is a very finite example. Full means infinite. We are talking about infinite strength, God is a person with infinite strength, infinite fame. Why everything is off? All the air condition is off. Maybe you can switch on this one. Infinite strength, infinite fame. Nobody can be more famous than him. Infinite wealth, everything belongs to him. Knowledge, he is all knowledge, everything, he knows everything. Past, present, future, everything he knows. Infinite beauty, nobody can be more beautiful than God. And infinite renunciation, he is not attached to anything. So Allah means almighty. Might is just one, this strength. Might is strength, right? Almighty. But we are talking about 6. Strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, renunciation. That is Krishna. Krishna means all attractive. Anybody who has a strength, little bit fame, little bit wealth, little bit knowledge, little bit beauty, little bit renunciation becomes attractive in this world. Even little bit. Even one of them, one of the 6. Somebody who is very strong, say Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody knows, oh, he is attractive. Or somebody is very wealthy, oh, Bill Gates, everybody knows. Knowledge, oh, somebody, Albert Einstein. See? So, like this, the people can become attractive just by having a paltry quantity of these opulences. But God is one who has all these 6 opulences in infinite quantity. That is the definition of God. And Krishna means all attractive. It includes all other names of God, without a doubt. So, when Krishna is explaining this thing, we should understand. Don't be just limited that, oh, my religion is better than yours. This kind of conception is useless. That is just simply starting a fight only. Try to understand. Just like a Muslim man or Christian man or atheist man will go to university to get knowledge. Similarly, this Bhagavad Gita is knowledge. We are not promoting Hinduism here. No, that word doesn't exist in the Shastras. And neither does it say it is Sanatana Dharma, eternal religious principle for all mankind. There is no start date for this religion and no end date. It is an eternal relationship of the soul with the super soul. The soul is eternal, the super soul is eternal, Krishna is eternal, and our relationship with him is eternal, and now we have to re-establish that relationship. So if I have not understood something, I have to study. I cannot simply claim that, oh, this is correct, yours is wrong. That's rubbish. You cannot, whoever has written this comment, he cannot prove that reincarnation is not a fact. Come and let him try to prove us that reincarnation is not a fact. So first explain. How did the different species come about? How the different forms of life? Explain. They cannot explain. They have to accept reincarnation is a fact. It's not a belief. So in fact, if I think this religion, that religion, that is just bodily concept. Somebody, because he is born in a particular religious form or a particular race, particular species, he thinks he is that. But after death, the person goes somewhere else. Suppose I am a very staunch Hindu. After death I became, say, a bird. Now this is a Hindu bird or Muslim bird or Christian bird or atheist bird, what bird is it? Bird is a bird. Nobody will say this is a Hindu bird. So this sectarian viewpoint of religion, oh, I am Muslim, I am Christian, I am Jew, I am a Hindu, this is only lasting only until the end of the body. After that, whatever will become, this label will not go there. So this is a bodily concept of life. This is not correct. So real knowledge means I have to understand that I am always a servant of God, whether this life or next life. That will not change. I being a servant of God, that relationship with God will not change even if I become a pigeon. The pigeon is also a servant of Krishna, just that he has forgotten. Not that it is a Hindu pigeon. No. Because Krishna is Hindu, oh, you are saying him pigeon is Hindu. No. Pigeon is a pigeon or snake or earthworm or whatever you take. They are all servants of Krishna. Because they have forgotten that Krishna is their master, they have taken somebody else as their master. We are taking our boss as master, our customer as master, our country as master, our species as master. We are taking masters so many. But we are not getting the satisfaction that we want. We can get that only if we accept Krishna as our master. As he said, the man who posted the comment, let's see. Sometimes these people think they're very smart, He said Allah is one. We also accept that. Allah is one and He is the same as Krishna. That much you do not know. That you do not know. And then reincarnation is not factual. That we have already proved. So anyway, so this is the question. So any other questions or comments? Arguments? Alright, we'll stop it here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.